Dan in Indiana, welcome to the show. You're on with Matt and MD Aware.
Hey there. How you doing? I'm glad you're feeling better. I hope you heal fully and carry on.
Thank you.
Just to let you know. But I have a quick question. I watch a lot of this show, and Aaron Ross, two of my favorite people to observe. And my question is, how absurd does something have to be for you specifically, or people in general, to declare that that thing isn't real, like God or unicorns? Because Aaron Robb will often say in various videos, short paraphrasing, that's because there is no God, or that's because it's not real, and continue on with his points. Where often you will, maybe sometimes you kind of hint that, but you'll often be like, I need more evidence, or I'm waiting for more evidence, or something like that. But is that required? I mean, do I need evidence that there aren't unicorns in Antarctica before I can declare that that is absolutely not true?
Yes.
So that's my general thought. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So every claim, positive, negative, this is true, this is not true, all of those have a burden of proof. If you make a statement, X is true, it is true that God exists, it is true that God does not exist. Either one of those is something that you would have to present evidence for. There's a burden of proof. The default position is not to accept either. And so when you say, how absurd does something have to be before you say it isn't real? Well, I don't know. How absurd is there? I don't know what a measuring stick for absurdity is. What I will say is that
an absurdity has nothing to do with determining whether something's true or not, right? You, like, when I'm doing science experiments in the lab where I work, we don't ask ourselves, well, how absurd is this claim that we're making? You just do the experiment, and then you see what the results are, and that's the conclusions you can draw.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to, and good point, MD Aware. It's not really about absurdity, although colloquially speaking. So this is what an area where Aaron and I don't necessarily disagree, but we talk about it in different terms. And so, you brought it up, as have others. And the thing is, when we say something is absurd, I mean that this claim, as stated, is in conflict with known facts about reality. That this is what makes it absurd. And so it is that evidence that allows us to say it's absurd. Colloquially, it's fine for me to say there is no God, there are no fairies. And what I mean by that is I'm in a position where not only do I not have sufficient evidence to think that these things are real, but I have compelling evidence to think that they're not real. But when you went to it, you were like, how absurd does something have to be before you declare this is absolutely not real? I don't know, because I don't speak in absolutes. I speak in terms of where does the evidence point? What seems to be more probable or more likely?
Okay, fair enough. I was just wondering, because it is just in the discourse, kind of a difference between what I hear from R and Rob versus you, but you're both excellent people. And that was really my question. I don't want to push it any further if you have other callers. Awesome. So thank you for taking the time.
Yep. Thank you, Dan.